In the system, the most important puppets have just received the instruction from the highest level to pump everything with water. And I'm not joking, guys, since the European Central Bank is just about to implement 3 additional rate cuts in the course of this year alone. The reason for this is that they are behind the curve. They are aware of what is going to happen in the near future, which is the occurrence that is due to a black swan. But this entails that will there be an unprecedented increase in the amount of money that is coming in, guys? It appears that this is a foreshadowing of our timetable confirmation, gentlemen, and that we need to see the bluff top occur here as soon as possible. Our timing is becoming confirmed. During the recession, we continued to rise. In the upcoming meeting, the Federal Reserve will reduce interest rates by an additional 50 basis points, which is optimistic for Bitcoin, not to mention the fact that on November 7th, this will take place. That is very close to the date that the election will take place. In the same vein, don't we see that there are going to be a lot of bullish triggers appearing here in the near future? And we haven't seen anything yet. How come? Due to the fact that the amount of money that is going to be pouring into not only cryptocurrencies but also equities and other markets, it is going to be crazy. When Bitcoin created a new all-time high, do you guys remember that it happened earlier this year? How about this? It was a complete and utter waste of time because other cryptocurrencies did not experience a surge in value this time around. It is true that alternative cryptocurrencies will reach heights that have never been seen before. This is the reason why I am so enthusiastic. Because of this, I am going completely insane, guys, because China is printing, the NASEs are lowering their prices, and BlackRock is making significant purchases. Exactly, they are aware of what is going to happen in the future. And you with your bearishness, well, as I mentioned yesterday, China has already begun its bull run, right? On the other side, the most absurd thing is that we called this in advance before any of these news stories started appearing, right? Make your China call. Considering that China is pumping us, the Chinese stock market is also having an effect on the stocks that are traded in the United States. That is correct, because the amount of liquid assets is simply increasing at an unprecedented rate and growing up and up again. To add insult to injury, when we talk about cryptocurrencies, the United States Treasury Department has coined an additional 52 million US dollars, and we have 50 million of them right here. And are you aware of what this means? The RLUSD Treasury recently produced 50,000 RLUSD. Hold on, what is it? Take a look at that, each of you. They are prepared for what is ostensibly merely a test that they are taking. The moment they begin printing, dudes, you know things are starting to become serious. Once again, things are going to come. To tell you the truth, people, I am honestly smiling from the bottom of my heart because I am very certain that the SEC will not go through with an appeal. All right, have a look at this. Our friends, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so. Okay, gentlemen, we are going to move on to the next part of this process, and that is not the place where you are going to seek rest. You are going to literally wake up in the middle of your sleep when you are sleeping, guys, and check your wallets and other things, guys, because you are so thrilled, right? You are going to wake up in the middle of your sleep and go to CoinMarketCap or TradingView. Hey guys, that is what's going to happen next. A few of these cycles have passed through my life more than once. Do you agree? Each cycle is characterized by the recurrence of the same feelings, as well as the action and pattern repetition that occurs. And that is coming up next, where it is the season of not sleeping season, to be more precise, and it is the season of excitement, guys. Do you agree? Now we are aware that we are not yet at the top since the liquidity for exiting the market is on its way, lads. As a result, this statistic or indicator, if we may call it that, is completely ridiculous. For the reason that you are aware that there are people who work for the Coinbase exchange, but Coinbase also has an app. It's possible that we might refer to it as a Coinbase indicator, right? The position of the Coinbase App Store. What is the name of the Coinbase App Store position? More than 500. The 25th of September, then, is less than 500 is your date. As of the 26th of September, it is becoming less and less and less. The 27th of September, folks, take a look at that right now, it's 412. According to my estimation, it is currently ranked 412 in the App Store. You are correct, guys, it is in the App Store, which indicates one thing. Guys, right, when Bitcoin begins to rise here in the near future and all of our coins are pumping, do you agree that this is likely to become less and less as time goes on? The fact that it is going to move up in ranks, such as below 100, in the near future indicates that everyone is installing Coinbase in order to purchase more cryptocurrencies, right? Men, in order to sign up for registration. Due to the fact that the last time, purportedly, we reached the highest point of 49 on March 5th, we are not yet at the position of the top. During the beginning of this year, Bitcoin was responsible for the creation of new ones, right? I was ranked 49th on Coinbase. All right, that is how we keep track of guys. Next time, when Coinbase is somewhere in the top 30 or so, it is going to be at the top of the market immediately before the black zone happens. Now, this is completely insane, isn't it? Not even near, people, we're not even there yet. Here are 3 words, not even close. We now have the GMA Bitcoin cycle top finder, so let's get started. In addition to that, we have Bitcoin right here on this other line. That is the top finder, which is the black line. Every time we have observed a surge within this indicator, folks, we have seen it. Which one was that? Is it correct that this was the only thing that was literally at the top of every cycle? This was a top right there, people, and it caused a divergence in the direction of bearishness, right? Therefore, the next time this spikes, okay, when this continues to go like this, and then it is going to drop back down because that is going to be the peak, Bitcoin will also pump. Those are the best of the best, right? And what do you think? Take a look at the gap in between, where there are guys who are simply nowhere to be found. Either there is opposition, or to put it simply, the GMI tool guys or indicator may be traced all the way back to this range. With that being said, take a look at the gap that exists between the two, which indicates that Bitcoin still has a long way to go until we eventually witness the genuine top. The cycle top is either right or more so. To put it simply, we are not even close to being anywhere, people, which means that Bitcoin is more than $300,000. Adverts that are positive. The Gmail for Bitcoin was developed by Brian Armstrong, who was also a co-founder of Coinbase. What we know is that there is going to be a lot of bullish inflows, and we need to start seeing more and more Bitcoin on the news, guys. This is an interesting development. This Bitcoin, which is then beginning to see other cryptocurrencies on big breaking speculations that Apple is going to buy Bitcoin as well, which sprang out of nowhere, the news that appeared out of nowhere. That is the point, gentlemen. It would appear that they are all eager to come to an end. Then, we have a whale who has purchased 3,500 Bitcoins on Binance in the past week, which is equivalent to around $230 million. Therefore, these whales are purchasing a significant amount of money from those who have actual money. In addition to this, institutions have also been purchasing Bitcoin, since BlackRock has purchased more of it this week than any exchange-traded fund ETF has sold in the previous 3 weeks. Do you know what's going on in this group? It would appear that they are interested in devouring everything in the world of Pac-Man. What exactly is going on here? Take a look at this. Fidelity purchased approximately 2,000 Bitcoin today, while ARK purchased 3,000 Bitcoin. Guys, just take it easy today, alright? In addition, that was only today. Please have a look at that, gentlemen. If you look back in the past or yesterday, more purchases are made. The number of Bitcoins is literally thousands. Do you agree? Once more. Do we have any idea what's going to take place, guys? The next phase of inflows is about to begin, and the next influx is going to occur. To put that into perspective, our timeline is now being confirmed in a gradual manner. However, as soon as we observe a new all-time high, they will be confirmed as quickly as possible. When it comes to Bitcoin, then every coin will conform. For its global allocation fund, BlackRock purchased more shares of its bought Bitcoin exchange-traded fund ETF. Obviously, they are all interested in joining us, and if we do, we will have $13.2 billion. It is everywhere in the press that positive and bullish things are being said about Bitcoin, and the CEO believes that it should be handled like gold and like oil. At this point, I would like to conclude this discussion on the regulation and your new exchange. Regarding the restrictions that are in place for equities, do you anticipate that they will also be in place for commodities and other things that are traded on your new exchange? I believe that it will go at a slightly slower pace, but I believe that eventually commodities and stocks will kind of blend over a lengthy period of time, possibly 20 years. I mean, let's be honest, they just don't have the slightest idea how to deal with crypto and digital whatever. They are completely unaware of it. To this day, they are unable to comprehend how critical it is to correctly execute the task at hand. They are merely repeating empty cliches because they are on television, and they have no idea what they are talking about. Bitcoin is a commodity in nature. Gold and oil are two terms that should be used to describe it. Simply put, it is a commodity. Alternative digital currencies, which are distinct. Alternate digital assets, which are distinct. But coincidentally, Bitcoin is a commodity. However, why are they unable to comprehend that? I simply do not understand what you are saying. You guys, the whole value of the gold market is probably over $10 trillion. No, I am not sure. To put that another way, Bitcoin still has a long way to go, guys. Do you agree? That is the humorous aspect of it. For Bitcoin, the month of October is going to be quite positive. Do you agree? Guys, let's have a look at this, shall we? Carrying out elections, bullish events for September will take place over the month of October. Literally extra 33% green arrived in November following that. A green election will take place during the months of October, November, and December. And this time around, beginning with green, which is a hint that September is going to be, that October is going to be a lot of green. The month of November is going to be absolutely ravishingly green, and December is going to be the icing on the cake, folks. All of the seasons are just around the corner. I am going to cry. My mind is blown by this. Indeed, God is responding to our petitions at last. As a result of the fact that the dollar is also going to perish sooner rather than later, right around the same time that gold broke an all-time record, the dollar index had reached its lowest level in the past 18 months, hadn't it? As of right now, the dollar is attempting to find support, but it is failing because of the money that is streaming out of the dollar, and this is because to the external events that have occurred, such as the Federal Reserve lowering rates and all of these other countries cutting rates, right? And there is a massive influx of money coming in. It is not desirable for anyone to possess dollars or their own currencies. Rather than that, they want to take a chance, which implies they want to invest in Bitcoin. The question now is whether or not investors, these institutions, or anyone else who would invest in the market's cause can sniff out. On time, there is a risk. How about this? For that risk on moment, Bitcoin is the best option available. This is Bitcoin. But then, that is risk-free. Even more insane than that. Also, what's even more? Altcoins are, in my opinion, superior to Bitcoin.